All right, so hey guys, this is DK Spencer. So I come home and there's, you know, one of these kids is doing its own thing. so this is not one of mine. This is a Grimburg build, but somebody sent it to me to do a little further customizing / modifying. But anyway, so we're gonna see what we can do with this thing. This is more or less a secondary camera test here. See if this looks halfway decent. But yeah, here we go. VKS's. Got to get this one shipped out of the country. This one is not for sale. This is my baby, but I'm testing some stuff on it. Got another handguard coming. We're going to build Anthony one like this. Actually, we got the Silver Tongue Devil back too, and that is changing owners and coming back through me for a couple of things. So interestingly, that's going to be. So yeah, I like this guy. Looks pretty mean. So the big thing is I'm gonna do something with that. Yeah. Okay. So I just realized hold that thought. Okay. So normally when you are taking apart one that has either a factory barrel or one of our 685 smooth bores, first thing you do is take out the mag. Second thing you do is just push the barrel in, turn it, and take it out. So with Grimburg stuff, with the Grimburg barrel anyway, it's a kind of a much more complex process. So I'm gonna show you. Because that's what we're doing, is getting rid of the Grimburg barrel in this. So now, first thing is you have to access your top rail. Now this has a riser and then a red dot on a riser on top of that riser. So I'm just gonna take the first riser off. Now I can tell you what Kurt is probably doing by putting this on there is doing the same thing that I do by putting those on, locking that. This is a very solid build, but it's also a very heavy build, but it is solid. So, and getting rid of that gap. Okay, I see what's up. All right, so, and I think it looks cool. Like, I'm not a big, like, I mean, obviously we have completely different styles. And mine are definitely lighter. Mine are definitely more minimalistic. But I do think this I love the look of that handguard. So, anywho, so why am I taking that off? Well, I'm taking that off because I have to take this top rail off as well. So, and that was in the way. I'm going to explain or show you why you have to do it this way. So I'm taking the 2 screws out at the top, taking that out, right? Okay, so the reason you have to do that and why the Grimburg barrel is more difficult than ours is because this is what holds it in instead of it screwing or it, you know, doing the push turn thing. So you need to hold tension because there's a spring behind there. So put your finger in front of the barrel, hold a little bit of tension, and pull that out. Once you pull that out, now actually it's not moving. Well, there it did, it popped out. So it's not moving, but the reason that could be, or could have been, a lot of people use a device that you can get from eBay. I think the guy actually sells them on my Facebook group too. I'm not sure. I think I told him he was allowed to though, so if he's not, that's his fault. But but they're pretty cool. So no, he doesn't have one on here. But yeah, I'll show you one. Okay, cool. All right, so this is a one can here. So they just kind of go in there and that keeps so you have the detents, and he's lost one already, and that's the one you always lose. So these detents right here, without putting a device like this to hold against them, they blow out into this cavity here, and that cavity's there in case you like for a hopper attachment. So anyway, so that's what you have to go through to access the barrel. Now the trouble I had getting it out was because it's been probably secured. I don't know, I've got to look, but most of the time I think they use O-rings to secure stuff. I do a different method even with their stuff, but anyway, so that's a Grimburg barrel. Now what we're gonna do, first of all, we'll go ahead and put this back together. Okay, so if I want to just bebop this thing back to how it was from a factory, oh, hang on. Very, very important. So this also is part of what holds the factory barrel or our barrel on. The only difference is with ours or the factories, you don't have to pop it in and out manually. It just stays in the same place, and the barrel works around it. That's one way to look at it. Okay, so there's all that. The spring's still in it and everything. So what I'm gonna do, let's see, this will be easier. I'm gonna let me make sure I'm still recording. I somehow lost signal on my phone thing there, or my tablet. Okay, good times. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna uninstall one of our 685 smoothbore barrels from this build. That's how long it takes to do that. And I'm gonna install it into this one. Now, there might be something in my way if there's something else used to secure it, but hopefully not. Oh, yeah, I see it. Actually, little O-ring in there. Alright, now, alright, see what I'm talking about, how loose? Again, that's why that other thing was there. There's the missing detent. So anyway, now that I got that out of the way, this is how you install it. Done. So that is good to go. Always look, make sure your chamber's lined up and everything. So now that's the easy part. That's the, that's the installation. Now with this handguard, like the method I use, I don't think this is going to reach enough. It might. No, it's not. I know it's not. It's not going to reach enough for that. So I'm going to put it back together, obviously like it was, because that's, the way you want it anyway, I assume. But we're gonna, the tricky part we're gonna do though is we're gonna try to utilize this barrel, but make it look cooler. Quit turning on me, guy. I must have one of these not. 47 for salt. There she went. Nope, here she didn't go. Oh, okay, I see the problem. I was trying to go up farther than it would, and I was trying to go up a notch higher than what it's supposed to be. And that gap was actually catching on one of the rail sections, rail sections, or where the rail section would be anyway. Okay, so that puts our handguard back secured and everything, and yeah, blah blah blah. I'll make sure and make sure it's the way it was. But regardless and irregardless, So now what we're going to run into is the following. So we put one of these on, which actually sits inside it, then, it goes back too far. This handguard is not big enough for one of these to fit. It's not wide enough for one of those to fit, in it. Now, obviously you put a standard mock suppressor on it, it sticks even farther out the end. You don't want to do that. Now you've got these that you can install the sleeve one way or the other to make them longer, or try to make them as short as possible. So to make it as short as possible, obviously leave the threads on this end. So you do that, and then So you can put one of those on. Still got that much difference. I think that looks actually pretty doggone cool though. So that's obviously that's an option. We had originally discussed that one of the donkeys. Which, that is actually going to make it longer. And the thing of it is, and I think at the time we were talking about it, I think he was thinking I could thread, cut it and thread it at any length or whatever. But just to show you. So really the problem is this handguard is either a little bit too long or a little bit too short, or well, it's considerably too short to do one way or a little bit too long to do the other. So that's kind of the problem with it. Like this one, you could do something like that, but as you can see, it's shorter and it accommodates it. It would take a lot of it would probably take a lot of doing to, well, and the way the holes are staggered too, it's going to come out weird. Yeah, to even like try to cut one of these off, it's going to come out weird. I gotta show you guys this. I don't know, Brenda did it, but it's pretty cool. It's iridescent, camouflage, epoxy coated. It's all kinds of stuff. Okay, so I was going to try to show you some other things, but I'm not thinking there's anything that's going to be any different than this, really. So, so now this is, our new barrel, but like if you wanted to, like the original power barrel, that's how long it takes to change barrels. So there's that. And the thing of it is, what you were asking me about, like just cutting one of them off, like, yeah, I mean, I can. So the Grimburg barrel is 8 inches, and honestly, like that's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually have to cut it a little shy of 8 because it, yeah, I think I have to actually cut it just a touch shy of 8, the way the lathe is. But the Grimburg fits exactly flush like that. So to actually cut one off, yeah. Intriguing. That might pose a problem. Alright, so first of all, before we get into any of that, something's bugging me. Maybe I'm crazy, but That don't make sense. Lucky. Huh. So there's that. Or if you want to be a real badass, there's that. I'm sorry, but I just can't do much with that. That's weird. But anyway, I don't know. Chew that over for a little bit and let me know what you think. That's sick. Alright, so So homie decided to go with the longer handguard setup. I think he chose wisely. So barrel nut, putting that on. Do I need to tighten it? Not really. Not in this case. Why is that? Because this handguard locks it. Can't beat that with a stick, right? Alright, there's that. We're going to be putting in one of the 685 smooth bore threaded tip barrels. It's an 11-inch barrel with almost a 1-inch threaded tip. Has metal detents just like the factory barrel, and it fits just like the factory barrel. Except for it's a little bit shorter and a lot more powerful and a lot more accurate because it's got a smooth bore, so it's more forgiving for ball ammo. Yeah, all that jazz. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install one of these here MCS tips. They have 4 different designs on those. I didn't ask him which one he wanted, but I'm gonna... There's only like 3 of them that I really like, but not a whole lot of difference. But so thread your sleeve on. If you want to make your barrel longer, flip it around so it, you know, sticks out, and then you've got play. You've got 2 different sets of holes for set screws. I actually really dig these things. Whoa! I think they're one of the coolest things that MCS has. Hope they get my order straight though. I placed 2 orders in one day, and they screwed up 2 items in one order and 1 item in the other. So they're gonna have to quit slacking. But they have always... They've only messed up my stuff a couple of times, but they've always made it right. But I thought that was a bit crazy for that much. Now I probably should have paid attention where we're putting that and everything, but we'll see where it ends up and see if we need to adjust it. All right, so. If you can see or not, the chamber's lined up. I don't guess that really matters on that thing. Maybe to the bottom, who knows. But then actually, what would be ideal is if I can move it where you can get to, well, you don't need to get to the set screws anyway on this one, because you can, well, you might have to stick your finger in there if it starts turning on you. Stick your finger in to touch the barrel, to hit the barrel, because you have to turn it the same direction that this unscrews. Installing it's not a problem because you're putting it the direction that it tightens. So hard install, huh? I guess we could see if it'll like pop something. Alright, so I guess this is the testing of the first Grimburg DK Spencer Custom Kinetics Hybrid. So I have not touched the insides of this. This is Grimburg on the inside. I put on the barrel the wife's ammo. So this is 5 BK Kinetics. Didn't click awful hard. Hopefully we good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright, there you go. Okay, this is what I come up with what I had to work with. So this is a Grimburg innards. Alright, it was a Grimburg, you know, VKS that had the barrel and the this and whatever. So homie sent it to me to switch it up to a 685 smooth bore. And in doing that, we realized that this wasn't really going to work out. So we did this, which now it looks just ridiculously better. So I wanted to put put his stuff back on it, right? You know, the important parts of it anyway. So optic I like, the riser, this riser I like, but the second riser that Grimburg had on it, I did not like, because, well, there's no point in it. So I'm getting rid of that. So that's gone. I went ahead and put some rail sections underneath this light so that you're not seeing light in all the holes through there whenever you're looking at it from the side. Makes it a lot neater looking. This looks really weird when you're seeing all the light through it. So he had this grip on it. I'm not a big fan of these, but I wanted to try to pull it off to where it looked, you know, where it looked like it was all one piece of a rail under it. It's not. It's two different rails, which had to be to make it work. But and then I had to, you know, take a grinder and grind the screws off and everything, get everything to fit with the barrel. But so there's that. Yeah, and it does work really well with this grip and this light. It really does. It's just not my style, but I wanted to, you know, keep his stuff, and ooh, it's not Ember style either. But I wanted to keep all his stuff and everything, and just, you know, it was kind of fun to try, you know. Here's a box of stuff, make it work. so that's what I did. So it's pretty much, you know, same ergonomics and everything, but stretched out, and you know, all that. Now it shoots shaped projectiles, so now you can shoot VXRs in it, you can shoot BK kinetics, anything you want basically at this point. So, and metal detents, so you don't have to worry about that crap anymore either. So yeah, good times. All right, here we go.